What is going on, guys? Welcome back for another video, and today I'm going to be going over an app that you guys should download because it's going to make your hunting and scouting a heck of a lot easier. So the name of the app is OnX Hunt. I've made videos on it in the past. I've talked about it in many videos, and I've found it to be probably the most useful tool when I'm out scouting and out hunting that I can have. And so there's many different tools that it offers, and I want to touch base on a few of them and show you guys how to use it, so then when you download it, you know what you're doing. So I'm going to do a little bit of recording on my phone here and walk you guys through what's happening. So there's different layers that you can add to it, and so I'm going to go ahead and turn on the Kansas Public Lands layer. And so that's going to tell me what areas are public land and what areas are private land. So the public land areas will be highlighted in a green color is what I've found. And so down here we got the Meridazine Wildlife Area. Many of you guys have hunted this, you know about it. If you're in Kansas, a lot of people know about it. So this shows up as kind of like a turquoise blue color, and then the National Wildlife Refuge side shows up as like a bright green. They're different colors because one's state owned and one's federally owned. So if that's something you're interested in, that's kind of important, because sometimes you can hunt the state but you can't hunt the federal, some weird stuff like that. So if you want to look around across your state and in your area, you might be able to find those highlighted areas that are public land that you don't know about. So it's a very useful tool. It's also useful because if you're kind of on the boundary areas, or you're just not quite sure what's public and what's private, it's not posted or something, go ahead and get on here, and if you're scouting, you can know this is public land and this is private land. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this layer off. Another thing that I really do like about this app is that it has aerial imagery, and it's very useful when you're scouting or when you're planning your hunt, or if you're just wanting to get a general idea of the area that you're going to. So you can see here there are, you can see where the boat ramp is, you can see where the waters are, and it's just super cool because you can see the tree line and kind of the expected area for the water to be, if you guys haven't been able to take a look at it yet. But this is definitely kind of summertime, so the pools aren't full, but it just kind of helps and gives you a general idea. All the roads are marked, and it marks boat ramps for you guys, so it's pretty freaking sweet. So let's say you're out scouting and you want to mark where you've seen birds or whatever you've seen. This is useful for deer hunting, turkey hunting, whatever. Same concept applies. So this app has a tool that you can add a waypoint and mark that on your map. So let's say I want to mark, I see some ducks out here. So I'm going to go ahead and go into add a waypoint. And then let's say I see them right here in this pool. So then I'm going to go ahead and say, there's all these things down here at the bottom that show you the different types of waypoints that you can choose. And let's say I want to just go ahead and choose ducks because I see a bunch of ducks. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. So now I can go scout some more, and let's say over here, I don't know, this looks like a pretty good spot to add something. We'll go ahead and add, I saw some geese in this field right here, so I'm going to go ahead and save that right there. So generally speaking, you can cruise around, do your scouting, and mark these different places, and then you know exactly where you've seen those birds. And then if, let's say you've got some buddies that you're hunting with or scouting with, you're going through different areas, you can click on the waypoint, and then you can click share. So let's say I wanted to share it with somebody. I could send them a text message, I could mail it, I can send it wherever I want to send it. So then it's a way for me to communicate with my friends or my hunting buddies or different people that I want to tell, hey, there's birds over here. I can send them that waypoint, and they'll know exactly where I pinned it down. So let's say that I see like 13 geese in this field here. So what I'm going to do is I'll be able to click on that waypoint and then click edit, and then I can go into notes and say I found 13 geese in this field. So that then I can save that, and then I can go through my different waypoints that I put when I scout, and then I have a general idea of where these birds are, how many there are, what's the concentration, and different field notes that I take when I'm out scouting. So some of the other things I think are pretty useful with this app are the private lands. It tells you kind of the landowners' names, so you can kind of figure out landowners and who owns what and different things on the map as well. It also gives you The app also has a tool to where you can draw a line and judge the distance from point A to point B to point C to point D, and you can just kind of keep going. And I've used that before to figure out the easiest way to walk through a marsh to get to where I'm going, so I'm not having to travel the longest distance. So that's super useful. They've put a lot of good tools on this app for you guys to use. Go ahead and download it, try it, and experiment with it. There's also a tracking tool, so it'll follow you wherever you're going when you're doing stuff and track the distance and whatnot. So if that's something you're interested in, that's a tool that you can use. Another thing that's really awesome about this app is it has an off-the-grid mode. So you're able to save different things. You're able to save a 5-mile wide, a 10-mile wide, and a 150-mile wide map. So that's super useful if you're out scouting in an area where there's not a lot of cell phone service. You're able to download a map on your phone and have it. The bigger you go, the more detail you lose on the imagery from the satellite. But other than that, you're able to have the road maps and everything that you need right there on the downloaded map, so you don't have to worry about cell phone service. That's pretty much it for the tools that I use most of the time when I'm out scouting. This app has tons of different ones to use, but these are the ones I use most of the time. I know when I was in Colorado one time, I used the trail maps layer, so when I was in the state park, it gave me the trail maps to use. It's super useful. There's tons of different things that you might not even know the app does that you'll end up using, which is kind of what I found out when I was in Colorado and using that trail map. I thought it was super cool. It was pretty handy. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to this YouTube channel. It means a lot when you guys do that, and with hunting season coming up, you're able to stay up to date with everything that's happening, and things will get pretty interesting once September 1st rolls around. Follow me on my social media. I've got a Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. Follow me on there and stay up to date with what's going on. But that is all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.